Hello, welcome to this week's Vercel Community session. I'm Amy Egan. I'm part of the Vercel Community team here. I just want to remind everyone we are streaming on X and YouTube, but if you want to join in the community chat, sign into the Vercel Community site and click going on the event to participate in the chat there. We will have some time at the end for Q&A, so feel free to drop questions in along the way, and we'll ask those all at the end, all at once. And if you want to hang out in the chat, just remember to please be respectful, follow our code of conduct, and just generally be nice to each other. With that out of the way, today's session is talking about Shippy, an internal AI platform powering daily work at Blank Metal. And some members of the team are here today with me to talk about that. Welcome, Ellie, Mark, Michelle, and Mike to the stage. Hey, it's so good to have you all here.
Thanks for having us.
I know we're a little short on time. I don't want to take any more of it, so I'm going to get out of the way and let you guys take over.
That's great. Thanks, Amy. I can kick us off today. First of all, I want to thank Vercel for having us. We're really excited to be here to introduce you to Shippy, our AI co-founder here at Blank Metal. In the room today on the Blank Metal team, you'll see me. I'm the COO here. We've got two engineers, Mike and Michelle, that are kind of senior members of our team that have helped really bring Shippy to life as much as it is today. And then Ellie, our chief growth officer. I'll be taking us through a lot of this, and then Mike will kind of describe how Vercel has helped and kind of the technical platform. And then we're all here for questions at the end. So without further ado, let's dive in. So first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about Blank Metal. We are a consulting company that started in April of this year, and our job in the world is to help our clients build AI-powered software and help them build AI-powered teams. And when we started Blank Metal, we had a vision that AI could be a part of what we did from the ground up. That's why we call Shippy our AI co-founder. We really believe that we're going to be kind of an AI native, self-serve consulting company. We think that's important for us because we think we can do consulting and professional services better than we've seen it done in the past. And most of us have a pretty long experience in these kind of businesses. When you look at a traditional consulting company or a typical consulting company, there's two things that we really want to focus on as we thought about Shippy and using AI at the heart of everything that we're doing. The first is overhead on projects. Typically, when a consulting firm delivers a project for their client, they could have as much as 30% of the staff or team that they're using for that client that are going towards project management and overhead and things that aren't direct value to the client. So we think we can do better. We want to move that from about 30% to about 5%. We think AI and specifically the work that Shippy does for us is going to be a huge part of that. The other part is more on the business side. It's really about kind of how much of our revenue we're spending on operating expenses for our business, things like administration, operations, finance, HR. We think we can reduce that a ton from going from about 25% at maybe a typical consulting company to about 10% at Blank Metal. These are massive changes that really make sense for the business for Blank Metal, for both our clients and for us. And we think that's possible because of what AI can do for us, especially when built and deployed on things like Vercel, a great partner of ours. Not only are we looking to make these changes, we want to do it in a way that not just kind of makes a consistent client experience, but we think we can have a better client experience for our clients in the process. So that's really why we started Blank Metal with the idea of Shippy at the core. So what is Shippy? It's really a suite of AI-powered tools. We think it needs to do three things for us. One, we want it to make connections that no human can. As opposed to just taking off the stuff that nobody really wants to do, which we'll talk about in a minute, we want to use AI for its capability to show us things that we aren't seeing today, to have us be able to do things that we couldn't do without it. We definitely want to take the administrative out of our business. In a typical consulting world, there's a lot of people doing a lot of work that they just don't want to do. Timesheets, status reports, meeting notes, project research, project analytics, just general babysitting. And we just don't want to have that a part of our client experience or our team member staff experience at all. And the last thing that we need Shippy to do for us is we want to have a lot of capability that we need to run our business, run our client projects, and deliver value to our clients. But we don't want to have that capability with the same sea of tools and SaaS fees that most organizations have. We want to minimize that as much as possible so that all of the work that we do, all the capability that we have, we own ourselves, and we have the ability to manage and build the way we want it to exactly. That's really what we need it to do for us. Our vision here is really mirrors our vision for our clients. When we think about an AI powered model, we think it's really these four things, and we've built Blank Metal with this at the core. Number one is an ambient capture layer. We capture as many different types of interactions internally and with our clients as we possibly can. We believe that every prospect call, every scoping session, every work planning session, every solution design session, every demo that we have internally or with our clients needs to be captured and put into our intelligence core, which is the second layer of this, to really help us understand exactly what's happening in our business, exactly what's happening on our client projects. And so we can use that to do really powerful things. That intelligence core brings all that together. It really can see all of our data that is accessible to it, so that that intelligence core can understand the realities of the business, our projects, risks, and then surface the right things at the right time in a couple different areas. The third layer is our custom web apps layer. And so we've enabled all of our Blank Metal employees, our leadership team, our engineering team, to build software that solves problems for them. So in reality, we'll show you a few of these things that we've built, but we have the ability to create custom web apps that replace typically what we hire SaaS-based software to do, but it's really tailored to our workflow, our business, and the way we want to run things. The last layer of our tech vision is really this agent suite. So with the ambient capture that gets the intelligence core to see everything that we're doing and all of the conversations we have and all of the data that we have about our business and our projects, custom web apps that let each one of our members do things, that agent suite is really the automation layer that puts all of that together and takes a lot of that manual effort away from people that are really busy delivering value to our clients. That's the vision that we see, and we've made significant progress on every step of this vision with Shippy. And today it's a huge part of the way we run Blank Metal and the way we deliver value for our clients. I want to dive into that a little bit more and just give you a sense for what Shippy actually is and how it shows up in our day-to-day lives at Blank Metal. And it really does that in kind of three different parts of the business. Number one, in business development and scoping, we've built tools, some really rudimentary proof of concepts and some kind of more fully fleshed out full-scale production pieces of software. In the business development scoping process, we've got a BD prospector that helps us get ready for new client conversations in minutes, in activities that used to take us hours or days. We've got a context navigator that helps us at any given time understand exactly what's happening around a client or a prospect. We've got a scoping and pricing co-pilot that lets us scope and price projects for our clients in fractions of the time it's usually taken us. And a forecaster that really helps us see where the business is going. If all of the things that we've got in our pipeline happen, we can see how that's going to impact our revenue and our resourcing. In staffing and project operations, we've got a resource management tool that helps us see around the corners in terms of skills and people and time and effort that we're going to need on projects. We've got a timekeeper proof of concept that's helping us eliminate the administrivia of timekeeping for all our organization. We've got Auto PM that really helps us kind of manage, update, and kind of stay on top of our project management in a way that typically humans would do, but is a part of that reducing our overhead for our projects. A deliverable orchestrator that helps us understand at any given project what's the next thing that we need to create and kind of give us a head start. Work to cash guardian helps us make sure that we're turning all the work we do into the right kind of receivables for our clients and making sure that all of our books tie up. And then on top of that, we have a couple of things that are going to make the whole operation run a lot smoother and smarter. Number one is an account advisor that sees how the whole business ties together and what our accounts need and can value from us. A case study machine. If you've ever worked in and around a professional services group, you know that case studies are kind of the thing that you need, the lifeblood of the next sale. And we've got an ability to create those really fast, really quick, without a lot of effort. And then a portfolio manager, which really looks at the portfolio of projects we have. So that's the vision that we've got for Shippy. This is a handful of tools that we've started on, and there's a bunch more that we've kind of got in our pipeline to bring out to really operationalize and make the Shippy idea efficient in our organization. I want to take you a little bit deeper. So scope and pricing co-pilot, within the first month that that Blank Metal was formed, we were able to create a custom web app that helps us price projects based on our resources and the costs and the opportunity that exists for each project, and then see the resource demand that we've got across our entire portfolio in ways that most organizations like us usually have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars each month to see, or they spend months and months and months building the same tool. And we had our first version of that tool identified, developed, and in use within weeks, and the kind of the scalable production version of that in the market within the first month of business. I can't tell you how helpful it was, even early days, to go, I know exactly when that project's going to hit. I know exactly what kind of staff we need, and I can make the right decisions about which projects to say yes to at what time. It was a huge benefit to have that so fast and tailored to exactly how we want to do business here at Blank Metal. The second thing that we've deployed is a really cool sales analytics dashboard. I don't know if any of you had experience working in CRMs or other kind of marketing automation or sales management platforms, but typically they give you a lot of capability, but the thing that they're not super great at is analytics, understanding what's the nature of my pipeline, what's the nature of the things that I'm working on, and what is happening about my business in the sales process. And we were a little bit frustrated by the capability we had with our tools, so we decided to make our own using V0 in Vercel, and we very quickly, within 92 minutes of starting, Ellie had created and launched this sales analytics dashboard that helped her see every part of our sales pipeline and make good decisions about what to push on, what to maneuver, what clients to go after more, what clients to shift to. It's been super helpful to see in real time. And I'm going to keep going in slides here. The third thing that we did was we created a chat solution. And Mike, if you wouldn't mind, I'll have you jump in and talk about this particular part of the ecosystem.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. We also, of course, wanted a chat interface. It's something that's pretty popular to do. And it also allows us to get at the data that Mark showed earlier a few slides ago in a different way. So we can ask things like the slides showing what projects are active, ask who is available next week, when does Mike's current project end, and stuff like that. Whereas in the interface, you'd have to click around to figure that out. We have a feature roadmap of we want to integrate more data sources. Right now, we just have the Shippy pricing and staffing data integrated. So that's the main thing you can chat with. We want to hook it into more of these applications, like the one that Ellie's going to show soon. We're also very cautiously looking at exposing tools in the Shippy MCP server or tools directly in the Shippy chat that can modify data, and emphasis on cautiously, because we don't want to accidentally delete any projects or accidentally modify anything that we're not 100% sure about. We're also looking at exposing Shippy chat into other applications and have Shippy chat help the users use the sites and provide contextual hints. Like imagine like a lot of apps have in the bottom right corner, like some little assistant button you can click on to actually bring it into these applications. And you could ask things like change the project I'm looking at to start next week or anything contextual like that.
Our vision is that anybody who wants to go and interact with any of our tools within the Shippy ecosystem could either do it in a chat interface like this, where they could understand our resourcing, for instance, or maybe do some prospect research. They could do that directly through a custom web app that we've created, or directly through the chat interface. And then eventually we'll continue to evolve our agent space that most of that work is being done on their behalf. And they either go to a chat interface to see the work or a custom web interface to see the work. But that'll be really at the heart of everything we do, is that multimodal interaction to match how people are engaging with tools in their total life. Great, let's keep moving. Mike, do you want to keep going and talk about Vercel?
Yeah, so we love Vercel Blank Metal. It's really enabled us to move and prototype faster. For all the apps in the Shippy ecosystem, we use the AI SDK and AI Gateway. This has been incredibly useful, specifically the AI Gateway, for swapping models that constantly play with balancing speed and accuracy, and also keep up with new model releases. Vercel's preview environments and toolbar to comment directly in preview environments has been a game changer. especially with heavily using AI coding tools and supporting vibe coded apps and features where regression testing and actually using it is critical before it goes into production. We empower everyone, like Mark said at the top, at Blank Metal to vibe code. One thing we do is we have product people vibe code to communicate ideas to software engineers, and it results in higher quality software and is a great way to get at those nonverbal requirements that are regularly lost in translation or require rework, like button placement, page layout. We're big on vibe coding. Up next, we want to use the workflow development kit for asynchronous Gen AI processing. Like, durability is really important for us because we're driving the business using these tools. For business critical logic and agentic tasks like generating embeddings or generating metadata fields on insert, missing a step or error could have serious business implications. So we really are excited to use the workflow development kit moving forwards. We also are looking to refine the Shippy MCP server and create V0 templates for rapid prototyping apps that use real Shippy data. Right now, people vibe code an app and then they come to an engineer and say, okay, I want the Shippy data integrated. And then we have to figure out how to implement that. We're working on a V0 template that starts with Shippy data integrated. So people can just start and build whatever they want within reason. Again, emphasis and a callback to the cautiously allowing editing data. So right now everything's view only, but yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I think the cool part about where we are is we've really found a way using the tools that we built and the Vercel infrastructure and tools to enable anyone at Blank Metal to come up with an idea like that sales analytics tool, to go vibe code it and actually not just have it as a proof of concept, but to use it for a while. And then we've got a pretty good process to turn kind of a 1 or 2 user app into a real production app with our team using the Vercel infrastructure to scale it in ways that are really sustainable so that we can use it in real life scenarios with more and more people and more clients altogether. And it's really provided us a lot of confidence that we've got the right infrastructure going forward to really realize this vision that we have of being an AI self-serve consulting company. One of the other things that we haven't mentioned a lot is our work on the data platform. So we've really we've started all of these initial apps, agents, and tools, kind of one-to-one connections. The Shippy chat that Mike went through earlier is just connected, directly to the systems that it wants to talk to, including that pricing and resourcing tool. We're working on, though, having that data platform be really robust so that it's going to expose all of the data, all of the ambient listening, all of the applications and information and context that we have across the board at Blank Metal, so that every one of these tools that we just created connected to that is even more powerful. And we're really excited about that work. In addition to, up next on the roadmap is building out a more robust agentic layer that does a lot of these workflows for us, so that, again, instead of somebody logging into a chat and asking a chat to do things, or logging into a custom web app and doing that kind of quote unquote manually, they're going to go to those platforms or those interfaces to really see what's happening and do some quality assurance checks instead of doing that work directly. We're really excited about it. Again, as we go down the line, we think this is going to be a significant factor for our client experience, but also really make us a more competitive and more performant business in the long run. I think that was everything we had in terms of details. Maybe with a minute or two, Ellie, do you want to talk through the sales analytics dashboard a little bit?
Sure.
If we can flip over to that, Vercel team, I will tell you when we're up and running.
So I'll start by saying I have tried to vibe code lots of things, but this was the first time I felt very successful at it.
Awesome. I want to start out just first of all, love seeing the examples of how you're using AI to make your job easier, to build things faster than you could before. The vibe coded dashboard is such a perfect example of needing something and saying, well, hey, instead of paying hundreds of dollars, what if I just told some AI what I wanted, and hey, V0 built it for you. So that's great. I know you're building a lot of things on Vercel and with V0, but can you tell a little bit more about some of the core reasons why you chose Vercel as a foundation for this, especially with it being so AI heavy?
Blake, do you want to cover that one, or Michelle?
Sure, yeah. Really, it's mostly what I talked about in the presentation, just their robust preview environments and easy deployments, instead of setting up deployments. And the AI features are like, when I was thinking of somewhere to deploy our applications, like I thought Vercel first for those preview environments and just the developer experience. And then the AI features have just been amazing on top of that, the AI SDK and AI Gateway. Really, it's just the first place I looked, because I'm a big Vercel fan, and then we've just been loving it ever since.
Awesome. We do have a question in the chat. They want to know, how do you maintain your vibe coded tools? Like, what's your workflow for that, maybe?
Michelle?
I can probably speak to that a little bit. Yeah, that was one of the first things that I was doing when I started here, was picking up some of the vibe coded tools that our other vibe coders had been working on, and trying to get them into a really maintainable state. And that was one of the benefits that we have really found from Vercel, is the ease of the CI/CD pipeline. It gives us the ability to get our vibe coded tools into such a state that we put some guardrails and whatnot on them from the beginning. Most developers will know all about this, right? A lot of these are TypeScript apps, so we have the right type checking, linting, some tests, all of that, just to keep it in a basic maintainable state. And then for the internal tools, especially things like this for now, things like this dashboard and whatnot for now, basically people can use them internally, and when Ellie or Mark or whoever find like an issue with it or an improvement they want to make, they can jump into their vibe coding tools, they can make those changes. Then they still go through the normal development pipeline with those code changes, where they actually push them up to GitHub. They go through a code review process, and the first part of that process is we actually use AI agents to review the code. Vercel has an agent that I have been very impressed with its code review abilities. In fact, I've really, really liked having that. So that'll do the basic code review ahead of time for the developers. And then our vibe coders can take that feedback, put it in their AI tool, do whatever fixes they need to do until the AI agents are happy. Then we have an actual person review the code. Once that gets merged, it gets deployed via the Vercel pipeline. We don't have to really go through too many processes. We have the preview environments up in the actual pull request, so that we can go through and test it ourselves too, which is really, really nice. So when it comes to maintaining these things, the vibe coders actually get to do the majority of the maintaining work, which has been really nice. It saves a lot of the developers on call hours, and we can continue working on the things that we're working on, the potentially like really deep technical problems that we want to be solving, and let the AI tools do the high level, the UI, all of that.
We also have a design system. It's one thing that I love about V0 is you can add your design system and then just apply it like a theme, and then all of the things that we're creating kind of have the same look and feel.
Yeah, really convenient for like making things consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome to hear that you guys are using that. We had another question in the chat. You mentioned looking into the workflow development kit for long-running tasks. What are you currently using for that?
We're currently just doing that directly in our backend, which is not ideal. So that's why we're so excited and interested in the workflow development toolkit. I'm also mostly interested in it for the observability if any steps fail, because we have multi-step processes where we generate metadata and generate embeddings, generate metadata, and reattach that back to the record. Yeah, right now we're doing it not ideal, just right in our backend.
Awesome. I hope we get to hear more from you when you adopt that and let us know how it's working for you. We've also talked about how Vercel has simplified some of your CI/CD things and just simplifying things in general. How has that shaped your onboarding? Because I know you've said that Blank Metal, every new employee spends their first 30 days working on Shippy. How has all of that kind of affected hiring and onboarding and getting people up to speed?
Yeah, I'll start, and then Mike or Michelle, you jump in. But I think number one, just what you said, Amy, every employee that starts at Blank Metal, their first 30 days at some level is dedicated to Shippy, to really engage and build functionality or tools, or as Michelle did, help make the process better. For us, that does a couple of things. Number one, it gets us the chance to work with these folks in a way that's really meaningful and kind of low stakes. Usually the first day that you work at a consulting company, you're on a client. And so you're on stage immediately. But this is a way for us to kind of really get to understand people's work process and how they think and kind of indoctrinate them into how we think, so to speak. The second, though, is that the things that we've done in this environment for Shippy is exactly what we tell our clients they should do. So it really helps us train every new employee about how we think it should be done so that they can go and then in turn convince our clients to do it the exact same way. So in a lot of ways, it's like a crash course for our new people to get up to speed on how we want to do things so that they can do that with our clients even more effectively, faster.
Awesome. Anyone else want to add anything? Maybe your experience?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one more thing that I felt like that was and has been an excellent opportunity to be taking ideas from the new people joining the company as well and seeing how we can improve our processes and then take that to the clients as well. So it's a really great opportunity for learning, not just our existing processes, but what's available out there that we could be also implementing. And we've definitely been able to do that. I think every single person who's joined has brought something new to Shippy and improved it significantly.
Awesome. Anyone else want to share? No? All right, next question. What are the future iterations in the roadmap of Shippy? Any exciting features?
Well, I have a couple of things that I'm excited about. We're building a couple of voice agents right now. So pretty soon on our website, there will be a voice agent where you can call and talk to it about the project that you want to do, and it will get in touch with us. And I think it will even schedule a meeting with one of us. So working on that. We have a couple of other voice agent ideas as well. And then I have I don't know if Mark and the rest of the team agree with this, but I have a vision that at some point Shippy would actually be in the room with us, talking with our clients, that we would be doing a collaboration session with our client, and Shippy has a voice and would be interacting and doing research as we're co-creating and collaborating. And it would take all the to-dos.
I'm on board with that vision. That's great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Go ahead,
the reality is, because of the way that we want everybody to think at Blank Metal, I think in reality our list of roadmap features is giant. We can't keep up with it. And every one of us could probably say a couple things. I think one of the things I'm really excited about is automated timesheets, to really have an environment where we can look at where people actually are allocated and then do some validation on did they actually work on that project, and then have a timesheet system that's automated so that nobody ever has to go back to last week and say, oh, what did I work on? It just kind of happens on their behalf, and they can go in and say, yep, that's valid, or maybe there was a tweak here and there. I can speak from experience where I got 6 and 7 weeks behind on my timesheets. I'm really excited for that feature to never get in the way again.
Awesome. Mike or Michelle, do you have anything you want to comment?
I feel like we're trying to make those ideas become a reality. I feel like we're on the other end of the idea.
Yeah.
No, something that makes me really excited is the actual like nuts and bolts of how to actually service the data, RAG methods, like how to actually like how many tools is too many tools. So kind of like tweaking that and figuring that out for ourselves. And also, like Mark mentioned, and Michelle, like then taking that to clients. It's been really fun. I'm definitely excited to continue tweaking and figuring out what works for us.
Awesome.
I think the ultimate vision of this is less internal a tool that we use and more something our clients interact with, as Ellie mentioned. We see a future where a client might interact with Shippy to understand where their whole project is. They might ask about a status update without us being on the phone, and we're confident that answer is right. Or maybe even they ask us for more work via what Ellie mentioned. I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to really change the way that it feels to interact with a client. and we're going to be really cautious on not having it creepy and disassociated, but feel like it would feel like communicating or interacting or collaborating with us.
We've done a couple tests, and so far they've thought it was fun, where the Shippy was helping to coordinate meetings across a bunch of different people, and it went a lot faster than it normally does. And they were like, "Oh, we love Shippy." So far it's been good.
And no more playing phone tag.
Exactly.
Ethical AI is always like a big discussion here, and making sure that we're treating our customers the way we would want to be treated. And one of those things is don't lie to them about whether or not they're talking to AI, things like that.
Yeah, it's always a little more comfortable when you know it's AI instead of when it's trying to seem like a human and you know it's not quite right.
Mm-hmm.
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah. As you work toward cautiously more autonomy, are there any features or things that you wish Vercel would build next for AI native teams like yours?
Boy,
Maybe.
Good
there
question.
definitely are.
I am very excited that Vercel and this is a little bit V0-y, I know, but that they've started building out the design systems for people to use within their different applications. We've already tried to start using it a little bit, and we've definitely given some feedback on like build that out even more because it's going the right direction.
Good to hear. Anyone have any other things they want to add?
It'd be cool if, I mean, this is a random flyer, but like there's some way to have more observability for like through the AI gateway, like whether it's through the tool calls that happen, like I guess some like evaluation tools would be really nice, kind of baked into the Vercel infrastructure. That would help us a lot as we're looking to make sure that our agentic like prompts and tasks are actually going to perform correctly before we, put them in production. That'd be really nice.
That's a nice idea.
I have been using the Vercel MCP server with some of my AI tools as well. So like even more functionality through there would be fantastic. What it does have is already pretty nice. It has like a good read-only access into certain things, which I get. Read-only for AI is the way to go for now. But even more visibility would be great.
The theme is visibility.
Yeah.
More seeing what's happening behind the scenes. Yeah. Mike or Mark and Ellie, do you have anything else to add?
I don't really, because I don't really have any suggestions right now. I'm in like just super happy zone at the moment because I just built my app a couple days ago, so
It's working for you.
Everything's perfect today.
Good. That's how we want you to feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of with Ellie. I think that I've been in this business a long time, especially around software on a consulting basis, and the things that we're able to do now are just truly remarkable. So I'm still in that phase where I go, I can't believe this is possible, and I'm continue to be excited about further integration in the development workflow that Michelle and Mike mentioned, where it's just even more seamless to go from vibe coded to GitHub, and kind of that whole checks and balances process is even more seamless, and the communication is really clear. Really excited for us to be able to vibe code more agentic solutions and kind of have that continue to evolve and mature, so that we're not just vibe coding custom desktop web apps. We're vibe coding, the total agent experience, and maybe down the road voice experiences. Excited for all of that.
That's awesome. I think we're running out of time, so I'm going to ask just one more question here. Do you have any advice for folks here who are listening today, who maybe want to build something similar or start down that path? What's something that you would recommend they try tonight as just a thing to get started after this session using Vercel or V0?
I think the advice that I've had for a while now for everybody is exactly that. Just start. Find a problem that you want to solve, open up V0 and just start. And when you do, a tidbit to make it even more effective is be small in kind of what you ask it to do to start with, because you can build on it over time. So, but I think the struggle a lot of organizations, a lot of people have is they kind of feel like they have to wait until they have the perfect use case, or they have to really flesh out everything or find the perfect tool. And I'd say you'll be floored by the capability of what is available in Vercel and V0 today.
Uh-oh, are we frozen?
I think somebody's. I'm not frozen. Are
You're
you
not frozen? Apparently I'm not frozen, so.
It's all the people at the office, I
Oh
think.
no.
Well, if people can still hear us, the advice that Mark just gave was actually really, really valuable for me, because I used to, the first few times I tried to build an app, I tried to give it the whole prompt of everything that I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And that doesn't work. But when you start just doing a little bit at a time and building it out slowly, it works a lot better. So
Yeah, that's what I find myself as well. It's good to start small, but then you can build and build,
yeah,
and then suddenly you're like, oh wow, how did I
yeah,
build this in 3 hours?
yeah. Well, I guess the internet died at
Oh
the
no.
office, so maybe everybody's doing a half day today.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, they're back.
oh, okay. We'll let everyone come back and say goodbye.
Yeah.
That was a fun hiccup.
Yeah.
Can we blame it on Cloudflare the rest of the day?
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically a snow day.
That's right.
All right. Does anyone else have anything to add for our last question here? We were just talking about, starting small with building. Any other tips for someone who wants to get started building a tool maybe similar to Shippy, but starting out?
Yeah, I would echo what you said, Amy, and what Mark said, that just get started and do it. I've talked with other engineers who are kind of feeling paralysis because there's new tools coming out all the time, and like, which one do I choose? And if I choose this, I'll be lost in. Just choose the AI SDK and just go for it. And yeah, you'll be amazed at what you can do, and kind of take comfort in the fact that things are changing so much that no matter which option you choose, there's going to be a new version out, or like something else soon that like you're just gaining knowledge and you can use that on whatever comes out next. So yeah, just go out there and do it.
Yeah, if you're not convinced already, the reason all four of us are iterating this exact same, reiterating this exact same thing, just do it, is because that has been the biggest obstacle we've seen in people succeeding in this, is that they're just too afraid to start. Just do a hello world project. It's fine. No big deal. Throw it away afterwards. It's not a problem. There are no experts in this yet because it's so new and because it's changing constantly. So you're not behind. Don't worry. Like, jump in there and do it, and all of a sudden you're as far ahead as most of the people using it.
I guess the other thing we've seen is people will try one thing and it doesn't go great, and so they are like, AI is stupid. You have to keep trying and keep doing things, because it changes, and sometimes it's stupid, but sometimes it's amazing.
Yes. Just like people, right? We all
Yeah.
make mistakes, and sometimes we
Fair.
do amazing things.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, thank you all for joining us. I'm going to let you go and get back to your day. I know you're very busy. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thanks for
so much.
having
This
us.
was fun.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate everyone taking the time for this. Thanks so much for joining. Next week, we have another session. We'll be talking with Matt Lewis from Vercel about building a Slack agent. So be sure to tune in next week for that one. Until next time, bye.